Hey everyone. Today I'm sitting here feeling very calm and quite balanced, even though a lot of things or some big things have been on my mind and on my heart these days. Um, and the reason I'm feeling so balanced is, among other things, but very importantly, a long practice of hatha yoga I did this morning, 1.5 hours. And a thing I've been thinking about recently is, or that has really been big on my mind recently, is how we regulate our nervous system. And in that way, we regulate everything: our energy, our consciousness, our mind. And it's probably one of the most important, I think, skills we can learn as humans, is to be able to self-regulate our nervous systems. And there are many tools for doing that. The most simple one is breathing. There are many people out there who are teaching breathing techniques. But long, deep breaths is one of the best ways of self-regulating. But where it really becomes interesting is like the degree to which we do or don't do that really not dictates, but determines the quality of everyday moment to moments and the quality of an entire day. I notice when I'm doing like some solid practice in the morning, like the entire day just is so joyful and rich. And whatever challenges are there, they're still there, but they can be looked at from my perspective with more love and care. And also, in all honesty, a little bit more detachment, so not being so into it. Not saying that makes things unimportant, but that we're able to see them with a bit of perspective, with a bit of distance. And so this self-regulation of our nervous systems is just a constant thing. And even having, I heard this recently, that even having just a little bit of stress hormones in our system is really starting a cascade of processes all the time, right? That puts us into a very different state of being. And most of the time, and I can say this for myself as well, I run around in a very in a state of quite high arousal, especially when I'm working. And that can have some advantages for executing certain things, but it certainly also has a number of disadvantages, and it's certainly not healthy to do like constantly. But the gist of this is really like all states, like whether we're in a very active parasympathetic state or if we're in a passive, calm, or not, let me not say passive actually, but in a calm, relaxed state where the entire system is more in a state of relaxation and openness, it really makes a very big difference. And it's such a skill to learn as a human being. And it becomes, and that's just when looking at ourselves. Then when we look at our relationships, it becomes just as interesting, if not even more, because our nervous systems, they affect each other, right? Like whatever you can say energy we come with, but whatever, all of it, like our body language, our tone of voice, our presence, all of this is a reflection, and it kind of radiates to other people that we're interacting with in the room, whether it's our partner or a colleague or whatever it is. And so this ability to understand how our level of self-regulation is influencing others, and how our state of the state of our nervous system, which also translates to our energetic state and our mind state and all these things, really influence others around us. And so I find this to be like one of the most fascinating topics, and one that I'm continuously trying to get smarter on and practice on. It is really like one of the most core skills I feel of being a human is the ability to self-regulate when we get into states of high arousal. High arousal being like a very activated nervous system, and as opposed to being relaxed and calm. So those two ends of the spectrum, and both are fine, as I said, in whatever, depending on context. But it's really a major thing to learn to continuously be able to auto-regulate or self-regulate down into a more calm, relaxed state, because it just, one thing is that it's there where a lot of health and repair happens. It's also there where more creative ideas happen, and it's a place where we feel very good, as we feel better, and the problems and challenges of life are not so big as they are when we're like, oh, aroused, need to fix this, or whatever it is we need to do. So a little bit of musings on regulation there that I wanted to share today. That is something that I'm currently very fascinated by, and continuously very fascinated by. So I'm gonna breathe deeply and go enjoy the rest of this beautiful Sunday.